Invocation at Parting. Burns based this on a poem. Well, I slightly edited a poem called An Invocation at Parting from Serena, from Euripides. That was the title of the poem. It was published in the Edinburgh Magazine and Review in 1774. So he took this lyric, edited the first stanza a bit, and put it to this melody from William McGibbon's collection of Scots tunes. And this was published in Volume 5 of the Scots Musical Museum shortly after Burns' death. Power celestial, whose protection ever guards the virtuous fair, while in distant climes I wander, let my Mary be your care. Let her form so fair and faultless as your own. Let my Mary's kindred spirit draw your choicest influence down. Make the gales you waft around her soft and peaceful as her breast, breathing in the breeze that fans her, soothe her bosom into rest. Guardian angels, oh, protect her when in distant lands I roam, to realms unknown, while fate exiles me. Make her bosom still my home. Well, who's got a brain like that? To take discrete elements, that lyric and that tune, and put them together and have them match. You'd swear one was written to the other. The breeze that fans her, it's just incredible. However, Robert Burns' editors, his academic editors, tend to be oriented toward text. Well, it has a tune, whatever. We'll print whatever version of the tune got printed before, is the attitude pretty much. The melodies Robert Burns both wrote to, and in this case matched to, are almost all corrupted by his first publisher, the musical editor Stephen Clark, who I consider a major villain in Burns' song legacy, although really they're all culpable because nobody's bothered to correct his shoddy workmanship in 235 years. So, what happened with this melody? Let me first tell you how Burns edited this. In the first stanza, first three lines are the same. This was, let Serena be your care, let my Mary be your care. It's just a trade in the name. But here's the original lines 5 through 8. Let her fair and faultless form, fair and faultless as your own. Let her kindred spirit draw your selectest influence down. Let her kindred spirit draw your selectest influence down. I can hardly say it, it's so ugly. And Burns changed that to, let her form so fair and faultless as your own. Let my Mary's kindred spirit draw your choicest influence down. So there's a beautiful job of editing, not only in correcting what needed correcting, but in leaving the lovely part alone. So that is the non-egotistical version of being an editor, which Burns exemplifies here. Um, so this was published in the Scots Musical Museum with another lyric featured with the score. A poem by Peter Pinder called Wherefore, sighing art thou, Phyllis. See, it's headed Bluebonnets, which is the name of the tune. And then below it goes this lyric, goes to same tune. People thought in the 19th century that Burns had written the song, that it was one of his Highland Mary songs. And then the adventure continues. James Christie, librarian of the Dollar Institution in Clackmannanshire, discovered the song's source in 1883 in the Edinburgh Magazine and Review. God bless the librarians, and they've been a huge help to me. I'll tell you, research librarians are some of my favorite people in the world at this point. So, Burns wrote a tune, Bluebonnets. See McGibbon's collection where you will find this tune. And that's what you've heard. But this is the first time anyone's heard it, I think, with this iteration of the melody because, well, the motif of this melody is that rhythmic figure, da-da-da, da-da-da. It's 2/16 into an eighth. I think there are, how many, let's see. I counted these at one point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. The 16, 17, or 17 iterations of that rhythmic phrase with this melody. None are intact in the Scots Musical Museum. Stephen Clark, the musical editor, took it upon himself every time he encountered that rhythmic figure to reverse it. I don't know why, or to alter it in some way. I have 67 instances in Burns songs of that figure. You know, and these are taken from great composers like James Oswald, Neil Gow, this beautiful old tune. And this guy had to reverse them. And in this case, you know, the first line, powers celestial, powers, he goes, powers, he has to have a dotted eighth into 2/32. He's just clinging to the first note. And all of the others are, like in the last line, make her bosom still my home. He simply takes out one of the notes and goes, make her bosom still my home. Pointless? Yes. Really inexplicable. Really unforgivable corruption of the great Scots tunesmiths. Nobody seems to give a shit but me. But I give enough of a shit for everybody, and I'm trying to change the story and get some of these to some young singers in Scotland who will have greater vocal capacity than I will and might care about getting this right for their national icon. It's tough being an icon. Burns is famous like Jesus. Everybody thinks he's their friend, and not enough people are listening. So, I'm preachy today. I have one more thing to say. I'm grateful to the 2018 edition of the Scots Musical Museum, edited by Murray Pittock, for calling my attention to this piece, because they said they categorized all the songs 1 through 8, 8 not being by Burns, so they had 7 categories, 7 being dubia, maybe, maybe not, he wrote it. This got into the light editing category, category 6. But in their idea, the Burns canon is 1 through 5. So this is not in the canon. In other words, they're advising publishers not to print it. But as typical of textual editors, with that orientation, you don't give credit to the tune match, which demonstrates a stunning level of skill. It's a rare and particular kind of a skill. Martin Carthy, the great English singer, matched All in Green Went My Love Riding by E. Cummings to Music from Mozart's Hunt Concerto. So of course on the, you know, who's credited for this? Mozart and E. Cummings, not Martin Carthy. But there should be a tick. This should be in the canon. It should be in category 5 because matching to a melody should get credit. It's a skill. Am I right? Yes, you're right, Andrew. So I think I've covered the ground here. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, give a like, give a share, all those good things. Be well.